It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, a white Suburban Christmas. For over a decade now, we've had what we call a white Suburban Christmas because I bought a white Suburban years ago and we just rallied around the field right before Christmas, and it was our like Santa's Christmas sleigh. And every year since then, we've just had a white Suburban, or really any color Suburban that I get right before Christmas, and we use it on our Christmas run every year. And then I either, if it's nice enough, I'll resell it, fix it and resell it. Or if it's pretty rough and just parts and barely hanging on there and not worthy of fixing, then it'll get used for parts. And in 2024, the Christmas Suburban came extra early, like really early. Like it was clear back in March that I got this. Early was the name of the game this year for this Suburban, because even back then, from us leaving a little bit on the early side from the Spanaway Moonshiners 4x4 swap meet at the Puyallup Fairgrounds, we had an empty trailer. We left, didn't have another rig to buy to put on it, and then this popped up right after we left, and I didn't see it till the next morning, prompting me to have to drive all the way back. In total, about 780 miles. A couple days later, I had to run back and get this just because we left about 30 minutes to an hour earlier than this ad popped up. So either way, I have the Suburban, and I'm about to dig into it because it needed an engine. I put another engine in it. I just never finished it, and it's been sitting ever since, well, I think back in May or June was the last I actually touched it. So we're going to see where I left off at, but first, let's go back and take a look at how I ended up getting this thing. Okay, now that we're out, we got to resituate everything. We got an empty trailer. Getting fuel. Gonna check all the tie downs, everything on the load. So on this episode of I left my fuel cap off again. I don't remember if I left a spare in here this time for this occasion. Didn't find another cap in the truck, so I just drove the rest of the way home with it missing. I'm sure I've got something around here. Nope, not that one. Yeah, not that one either. I forgot on this truck. It's over here. There we go. Until the next one. We are officially back home 100% from the Spanaway Moonshiners 4x4 high performance swap meet trip. I am getting everything unloaded out of the truck. I've already started on that compartment. Still got a few things left in here, everything back here, and other stuff to unload. $10 hose reel. I think these are Fred's tires that he bought over there. Get the ramps out, get this off the trailer the rest of the way, and then maybe I have to go back because there's something else that was over there. They got posted about 30 minutes after we left the area with an empty trailer. Because we had one other trailer with us that was empty, Chuck's trailer. I looked, tried to find another deal so we weren't coming back with an empty trailer. Couldn't find anything, so off we went 30 minutes later. And, well, a day later, since I didn't look while I was driving, another deal pops up. All right, Bruce just stopped by and ended up buying a motor out of the Christmas Suburban. And Bruce and Tim already took off, headed back to Moye. I'm going to finish getting this unloaded now that I've got everything unloaded from under and around it and unstrapped. We just have no oil pressure. We could just pretend though. So I just spent the time to unload the axle that I spent all the time of communicating with the person with, taking pictures, making arrangements, loading it up, hauling it all the way over there, having to move it when he didn't come through, having to deal with it in the way, hauling it back, unloading it again. That's unloaded, so I can head back over there. This is why I'm not the A-team. The A-team plans come together. My plans are just, they're great plans, but nothing ever works. I got a guy that wants this lift, which is out, ready to go. He's on my way into town where I can deliver it. He asked if I could deliver it. He paid me extra to deliver it. I said, yes, I will be through there this morning. He said, no, I'm not home till 1. I can't be there at 1 because I have to be halfway across the state at 1. So that's not going to work. Also, I got a guy coming to look at 2 engines. He was like, I can be there in the morning. I cannot be here in the morning because I got to leave. This is an example of how about 30 45 minutes can cost, well, all said and done, this will be a good 14 hours overall by the time I include fuel stops and everything. And yeah, 30 minutes is going to cost about 14 hours. There's a reason I'm not the real A team. I'm not the B team even. The B team would be giving us too much credit. This is more like the C- team with how my planning works out. So it's been about 3 miles that this exit has been backed up, maybe 4 miles. I'm not going to try to pull one of those moves and pull in at the last minute. And if I'd have pulled over back there, I'd have been a good, I don't know how long it would be to get through this light. I'm going to go a completely different way because that's ridiculous. At least for moving, I've got a bicyclist just to the right of me in my trailer, so I gotta keep an eye on that because we're not really moving much faster than the bicyclist. Here's exactly where we took off from a couple nights ago. Alright, I'm going to turn around and loop around in this cul-de-sac here and try to get in front of it. We rolled it out of the driveway into the middle of the road. Get in front of it and winch it on the trailer. It says it's knocking, or was knocking when he pulled it up, so I don't want to risk hurting it. We've got it winched on the trailer and I'm ready to head out before dark. Beautiful scene of Mount Rainier. Now for the long drive back home again for the second time this week. Those like UFOs or something? Light in the sky. It's gonna be another long night driving home. We're gonna check on the uh-oh, something going on there. The Suburban. So it's got my curiosity going. I'm gonna assume it's 410s. He was saying that the gearing didn't seem to change when he swapped from half tons and stock tires to the 1 tons and 35s. Gonna hope that that doesn't get forgotten here again. Gotta go run a TBI 350 core in and pick up some heads, and we'll get back to looking at that truck. Grab the rebuilt heads, trade in a core. Like, how many of these delivery vans are there right now? We're back home. We're gonna give this Suburban a once over. And what's nice about it is it has the obviously the 60 front. My current count is now 64 Dana 60 Kingpin fronts right now. But this one also has crossover with high steer. They've, for some reason, left the original tie rod on too, maybe because they can run the steering stabilizer, dual stabilizer on it. Some older BFG 35 mud terrains. Front lift springs. It's like they did a shock extension there. Rear, I think that's an addle leaf there. It might be still sagging a little and 4-inch block. But he had pulled these springs and axles out of a 3/4 ton. This was a 1/2 ton Suburban originally. So he had to move the rear hangers back for the 56-inch long 3/4 ton springs. Body underneath isn't bad. There's a little bubbling. The top, the roof, has a lot of surface rust. The paint's come off. So that doesn't look great. Why is it every time I always park right where this puddle's in the way? It's a TBI 350 that needs to be rebuilt. Got like the extra long push bars on here. Actually, this is probably for that grill guard. Some of these had a factory brush guard, grill guard that went all the way around. One of the first things I noticed is this grill is a little short, and we've got this. This, I'm pretty sure, just looking at it, is off of a 73 to 80 style, and they've put it into this 81 up. This one's an 88. And then mounted the turn signals in it, but I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be for 73 to 80. So I'll try to put the proper grill back in this. Those push bars without the brush guard look a little excessive. It's like 410s. We're getting ready to pull this engine out here. Chris is getting springs. We got this engine ready to go in. Ricky's looking for a chain. I think Chuck was trying to get his flatbed going. Marty's supposed to be pulling parts off a Suburban. But anyways, just the typical. Robert brought up tire chains. Another engine out. So I'm gonna have to take my food to go.